So I just wanted to make a quick video about Sparc3D, which is a new 3D AI mesh generator. And I've tried a lot of other ones in the past, but this one is definitely impressive. I don't think it's production friendly. I mean, I usually go in and spend weeks to model something like this, and it's very hard for us to expect that this is just going to perfectly model something from one single view. That would be even hard for me as a person that's just trying to model something that doesn't have other views, or not being able to see what is below or behind it. But I just wanted to show you guys that I basically did a quick experiment just to see if this could be utilized, which I know it can be utilized. Once you have this really far away, I mean, if this is not going to be seen, or if you have it in your scene where it's really far away, at this point, I don't think it's going to matter. The challenging part is being able to lay out the UVs and be able to texture it. But this particular one, Sparc3D, really just focuses on 3D recreation, and it reduces the training and obviously interference cost, making the process a lot more efficient. And the integration with latent diffusion, it basically integrates seamlessly with that, and the diffusion models enabling scalable high resolution 3D generation. So this is the first one. I'll just go in and turn on the wireframe. So it pretty much looks like a scanned model. And obviously it's going to have these oddities, and some things will not work. And it's going to be very, very hard. But if you're working with a lot more basic models, I can definitely see this being utilized for production. If it's a chair or if it's a couch, like very, very simple meshes and geometry. But I probably say another year, we should be able to definitely get very, very clean geometry. But it may require multi uploads of images, like a design sheet that has different views. And this one is, again, just coming off of one single image, but I just want to show you guys that there is quite a bit of detail in here, which is really impressive. And I haven't seen this come out of any other 3D generators. And at this point, it's on GitHub. I'll share the link, and you guys can basically go to Huggingface and try this. And when I was uploading, I had to wait because, there were like 3,000 people in front of me. So there's a lot of people using this now, just to probably test and see how the outcome is. But here I basically went in, and in Blender, I wanted to see what results could I possibly get using the voxel remesh, just so I could have it in quads. And obviously, I can't just do that and start using it, because there's a lot of other things that are just not gonna work. And I could probably clean this up and bring it into ZBrush and still utilize it. And that's my point. I'm not saying this is gonna replace my work if I was to model this, but I definitely could utilize it in certain scenes. So here I have another one that's a little bit denser than that. So you can see that it's having trouble. Obviously, again, one image only. I don't expect the one click button solution, but I definitely see that coming in the very near future, where we will be able to generate these. I also try to upload something that was a style sheet, and obviously it wasn't really clean. I didn't expect the chain to come perfectly clean as a mesh, but I can see that certain things that it didn't see on the opposite end, it's definitely doing a pretty good job trying to figure out this mesh. So again, I'm just going to keep this very, very short. If you guys want, I'm happy to share this test that I have in Blender, so you guys can download it. Let me know. But again, like I said, it's come a long ways. And with more research in their next paper, I'm sure they're going to be able to have a lot more detail in these models. But again, I personally think that just like we would be scanning an object, it would be really important for us to be able to have different views. So if I had a side view, top view, bottom, maybe like several views that will basically help the generation, we could definitely get something clean. And you can also go into Viscom and just really clean up the model, and then you can basically see what is it that's causing an issue potentially, and you can clean these up in Photoshop before you run it. So instead of actually expecting that everything will be perfectly modeled, I would probably just personally get rid of all this stuff and keep my shapes a lot more simpler. And obviously this is a very, very detailed model, but that's the reason I wanted to do this test, because in the past I've used a lot of other 3D generators, but I never gotten something this good from just a one-click solution using only one image. And if I wanted to model this, the other reason that I think this is really important and useful for production, like imagine if you have your concepts done, you can very quickly have something that is already a mesh that potentially could work if you wanted to add these into your scene and just test them. You know, is it even gonna work? Like, what kind of changes can we make? And I'm sure in ZBrush, if I went into ZBrush and decimate the model, I can probably get it even a lot cleaner. But I just, again, like I said, I just wanted to share some of these results with you guys. And again, like I said, I'm happy to share this model. And if you have any questions, let me know. But again, this is really, really impressive. It's been almost a year that I see a lot of these generators coming out, and I have not seen this type of quality. So I'll leave the link below to Sparc3D on Huggingface, and you guys can try it yourselves and see if you actually find any kind of potential use for this. And by next year, I definitely see these things advance a lot more, just like we've seen applications in 2D image generations like Midjourney. It was really horrible, and you've seen what happened within a year and two, and it's only advancing. And I think this definitely has potential to be utilized, but I'll include the links. And again, let me know if you have any questions.